Hello, welcome back to my channel. Yes, Kelkster is back to carry my channel, as she usually does.
Sorry. And my cat, she has decided to join. Say hi.
How much does your cats know about Man City?
Well, she likes to sit on their shirts. So I bought the brand new shirts and I put them on my bed. I walk back in the bedroom, cats all over them. So
Cats know spot. Oh, what shirt does your cat go on to first? What player?
I bought two this year. I bought the away kit, the black kit. I put Armand Marmouche on the back of it because I think that shirt was made for him. And then the home shirt, I got Holland on the back.
Which one did he get on first?
They were stacked on top of each other. It was Marmouche on the bottom and then Holland on top. So she was just on the
Holland on top. There you go.
Hey.
Close enough. Anyhow, so there's a lot of news. We are talking about PSG before going live. So let's talk about PSG's goalkeeper, or former goalkeeper soon to be, Donnarumma. I don't get out fan base. I see a lot of people saying they don't want him. Like, hello? So apparently people don't want Donnarumma. What do you think?
I think he's a top keeper. I think he's a great shot stopper. But I still just cannot get on board with it for some odd reason. It's not that I don't want him. It's just I'm having a really hard time picturing him on a Pep team because of his footwork. But his shot stopping is like outstanding, and it'd be really interesting. Or I know it would never work, but it'd be kind of fun to have him as like the cup keeper. Just throw him in the Champions League, throw him in all the cups, have him win us all the cups because that's what he excels in. He's great at penalty shootouts. He's great in big games. So I'm like, have him be our cup keeper, but. The feedback I've gotten from some people who do watch PSG and did watch him at Milan years ago, they said that sometimes he's inconsistent in the league. So I was like, well, let's have two keepers. We have Trafford be our league keeper, and then then Donnarumma could be our cup keeper. I know that would never work, but
yeah, that would never work. But I think with Donnarumma, it's just like a market opportunity. Just you see something and you like grab at it just because you can. And with Donnarumma, if he's not consistent in the league, I think Pep will bin him because Pep Guardiola is a league guy. He's league first, cup second, which is why we've struggled a lot in Champions League because he prioritizes the league. That's his bread and butter. So if he's inconsistent in the league, he can do what he wants in the cups. He's not going to play. So I really don't see what can go wrong with signing him. You get a great goalkeeper. And okay, if he doesn't work out, he'll be on the bench anyhow, and he'll be gone by summer. So I don't mind that. Whereas, for example, with Rodrygo, that's something completely different. If you were to get Rodrygo, and now you get Omar Marmouche on the bench, now you've got a player to get rid of in the summer because Marmouche will want to leave if he's on the bench. Same with Rodrygo, by the way. If Rodrygo can't bench Marmouche, he'll want to leave. And field players are more difficult to get rid of. Goalkeepers are very difficult to get a good one. So when you've got a good goalkeeper, you'll always get someone buying them. Field players like wingers and stuff can be very difficult to get rid of. Look at Calvin Phillips.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would be a slight red flag for me is, Donnarumma's going to want really high wages. Because I don't know what he's on at PSG, but PSG overpay everyone. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was on like $250 a week. Maybe someone in the comments can look up his wage. I didn't do that. So that could be difficult. And we've seen how hard it is to move players with high wages on. But I guess to your point, they weren't keepers. They were outfielders like, Jack Grealish, Bernardo, those kind of players. High wages, low output type thing. And yeah, I never thought of that point that you just made about Pep. If he's bad in the league, he would just bench him, and then maybe we would get my scenario of Trafford in the league and Donnarumma in the cups.
A bit
dreamy. That's kind of what happened to Claudio Bravo.
No.
He binned him off pretty fast.
Yes, but Claudio Bravo. I mean, we can get Claudio Bravo back if that's what you want.
No, is he still playing? He's like 50.
I don't know. He's not that old. I think Claudio Bravo is retired, though. I do think he's retired.
Yeah. I also just felt really bad for James Trafford. I kind of fell for the romanticism of, the academy player coming back to the first team. After all, he's ready to fight for his spot. boom, we're signing a keeper to keep you as number 2, and you could have been a keeper, a number 1 somewhere else, but you didn't want to. So I that's kind of clouding my judgment a little bit. But I don't think poorly of Donnarumma, and I think he would help our club quite a bit, and he could help us get a Champions League.
Only retired last season, actually.
Wow.
He only retired in 2024. That actually does surprise me.
What age?
With Donnarumma, like, I think we're gonna change style anyhow. I think we kind of have to. I mean, we saw why last season. So if we're going to change style, I don't think that our goalkeeper, who's this Pep style goalkeeper, really matters, because we won't be playing in that style anymore.
Yeah, and there's been hints of kind of ways to kind of bypass, the keeper building the ball up. I didn't watch the Palermo game because I was camping, but I heard from several different people in group chats that I'm in say that instead of Trafford like starting the build up in the first half, or no, maybe the second half. A lot of times they said Tijani Reinders was going back and collecting the ball and kind of progressing it forward. And I feel like we've seen that from Rodri in the past. So maybe that's kind of a way to mask the buildup of Donnarumma, or the absence of Ederson's buildup. That could be like you said, a change of style is by having the 6 drop back and kind of act like the center back. And we also do have some incredible passing center backs. Like if they just get the keys, like Yashko can do it. John Stones, we've seen, can do it. Nori's very good at progressing the ball, but if we're going to rely on Akanji or Diaz to try to play the ball forward, that's going to be a big problem because we've seen it. They're both really bad at it.
I mean, Akanji is really bad at playing football in general. Donnarumma was on. Sorry for Akanji fans.
Akanji, they're saying a year contract extension. Get out.
Yeah, so 244K per week, by the way, Donnarumma.
244K. Oh God.
So I'm guessing that's euros. So let's do that in pounds. 244 euros to pounds. That is 210,000 pounds a week.
Yikes. Are we going to pay that to a keeper if we're trying to cut wages?
I don't think so. Especially, I don't think we'll get Rodrygo, by the way. We'll get onto that in a second. But if we get Rodrygo, that's not a big one to add on. Let's see here. Man City wages.
I know that Omar is on like 290 a week. Bernardo's on 300. The 2 that really hurt is Gundogan is on 230 a week or 220 or something like that. I'm just like, bro, you walked out on us. Why are you getting these high wages? That to me is really suspect. So I think if you walk out, the clock should start over.
Foden is also on 225,000. Rodri is on 220,000 that he'll increase. Josko is on 200,000. Higher than Ruben Diaz, actually. That's surprising. Ruben Diaz has 180,000. And
that's
so
quite low for Rodri, though.
Yeah, Rodri will get a new contract soon. I reckon they'll wait until he's played a few games and he's more fit. I'll scroll down here. I'll look at our new signings. Gonzalez, 60,000, which is not crazy.
That's not bad. That's a very low wage.
And then I look at Reinders. He's on 230,000. So
that's kind of understandable, though. He's a lot more established than Nico is. And he was Serie A midfielder of the season. And he's a fledgling international. Like, he starts for the Netherlands and their national team. So you can kind of understand why he's getting the higher wage. He's a little further along in his career. And Nico Gonzalez is still kind of finding his feet, and he's never been called up for Spain.
Yeah, but he's won one major trophy in his career, and it's a Super Cup.
Reinders? Well, yeah. Milan aren't good. I watch them because they have Americans on their team. So I don't watch every game, but I do watch them from time to time because I always like supporting the Americans. So
did you sell on 150,000, by the way?
Yeah, that's a lot, but I kind of get that from him because just of his background. What is it? 5 Champions Leagues he's won, and he's just played at top teams like his whole career. So I kind of get that. I don't really agree with it. The ones the Phillips one is an albatross. Like, what are you doing with that?
Nobody is touching Phillips for the next 30 years.
3 years, yeah. I would not be surprised if after his first training session, Pep was like, "This guy's not good enough," and then we signed him to a 6-year contract. Like, ugh, what were we thinking? That is just one of the worst contracts of all. That's 150 a week. That's too much. And Nunez, I think, is making 150 a week too, and that's
130.
130. I think that's still too much for him. Yeah.
I mean, I look right now at the wages here, and you know what I think? I think Tiki is way too happy to give out high wages. Because, except for Rangers, the wages aren't that high with the new signings. I mean, they've got good wages, but they're not above what they should be earning. So I think Vian is giving better wages and fixing the wage structure more than maybe Tiki was doing. He's also getting better deals done, like just period.
Yeah. So Johnny Rayner's fee was so low. Like he's 100 million midfielder by today's standards, and we got him for like half that price. Genius.
Milan are broke though, to be fair.
Yeah, they'll take it. But also, and the Turkey fee was insane.
Yeah, but
I'm curious what Turkey's making, but I don't think it's been published. I've tried looking it up.
It's not published yet. I think we'll be around 100k, maybe 120. It's not out yet.
I guess 80 to 90. Because usually what City do, or sometimes they do it, they'll start them out really low wages, and then if they have a big season, they'll immediately reward him with a new contract. I remember them doing that with Alvarez, because I think Alvarez was on like 50k his first season, and they were really happy with him. So he immediately got the new contract, and it was like 150. Like he tripled his wage in like one season or something. It was something along those lines, but he did start out very low, and then got rewarded for performing well.
Alvarez was different though, because Alvarez came in as nobody was really expecting Alvarez to be as good a player as he was. So I mean, yeah, I can see it, but I don't think it's the same thing there with Alvarez. To talk about our attacking players right now, Savio. A lot of people are worried about Savio leaving to the Spurs. I honestly, I don't care that much if he leaves. He's not been good enough last season. I'm not saying he has to go. He doesn't. He can stay another season. Doku got that courtesy. He should as well. But if he leaves, I'm not worried. Because I think we'll replace him with someone who's better.
That is true. Rodrygo is a big upgrade on Savio, but I like Savio, and I think he has a lot of potential. Despite the team being super dysfunctional, he still managed to get 13 assists in all comps. And I believe 7 of those or 8 of them were directly at Erling Haaland. And like, that's something we need. We just committed 10 years to Erling Haaland. So we need players to feed him. And if you have somebody who can do that, like, I think getting rid of them and keeping a player who doesn't find Erling Haaland, I think we're getting rid of the wrong winger, to be honest. And I know that's very touchy. We have a lot of Glazers in our fan base over Jeremy Doku, but I think Doku's had 2 seasons, and I think he's underwhelmed both seasons.
I mean, Doku has never been a good player. Take it from a Belgian. For the national team, he's always been bored. I mean, people will hype up his goal against like Wales or some random ass team, but the reality is, whenever we play a team of any quality, he's bored. When he plays for Man City, he's bored. His decision making is bored. He doesn't keep his head up, but he will do it against the smaller teams. But there's a problem. You're not getting paid to score goals against, who was it, Whitehead or whatever. You're getting paid to score the goals and to get assists and to contribute to the football and to press and to come back to defend against Premier League teams. Not against teams from the Middle East, not against Wales national team, Premier League teams. Consistently, he doesn't do it. I mean, that's just a fact, but I think people see one good game nowadays and they're sold. I saw Carlos Forbes yesterday. It was yesterday. Absolutely stunning, but it was one game. I mean, am I going to say he's a quality winger because he played one good game? No, but a Doku fan would see that and they'd say, yeah, next Man City winger. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'll say Doku is like, he's world class at like dribbling and getting past his man.
No, he's not so.
Every time he gets past his man, he makes the wrong decision. He crosses to no one.
No, he's already making the wrong decision before he gets past his man. Why does he dribble past his players so often? because he dribbles into nowhere. I'll see fullbacks here just back off from Doku because he's running to the corner flag. They're not good. He's dribbling past them because they don't care if he's at the corner flag. He's not doing anything there. So just dribbling past someone, I mean, dribbling as a tool. Dribbling successfully means nothing. Dribbling as a tool to get closer to the goal. When you're dribbling away from goal, sure, you're keeping ball in possession, but you could also just pass the ball backwards. It's not like he's under insane pressure most of the times. So does he make good actions? Does he run into the box? Sure. But he doesn't do anything with it.
Oh, and then everyone makes the excuse of, well, there's no one in the box for him. I'm like, well, then make it better. Then don't just cross it into an empty box. Locate somebody, honestly, scan the field, find the person, and cross it to the person you could get it to. Like, don't just last season proved that nobody was going in the box. I'm like, so then don't cross it where you think they're gonna go. Like, it's because last season it just didn't work because nobody went in the box. We didn't have the legs. Nobody was crashing the box, period. And Haaland just stood there.
Well, that's actually not true because I saw a clip here because this was like 2 weeks ago. I saw a clip of people talking about Haaland being bored, and one of them was, so Doku was cutting inside because he likes to cut inside and shoot sometimes, right? What Haaland did is, you'd expect him to run onto the near post to receive the ball from Doku. He actually runs onto the far post, takes his defender with him. Doku can shoot, he's clean to shoot, but he's already made the decision to pass to Haaland. He doesn't change his mind. Even though he can shoot, no defenders ahead of him to block a shot, he passes towards Haaland. Haaland is reprised, tries to control the ball, inevitably loses it. But then when Haaland makes the other run, where he goes inside to receive the ball, Doku will shoot. The Doku makes a decision, and he sticks with his decision, even if it's wrong. He doesn't look around to see what's happening on the pitch, which, you can have all the talent and skill you want. If you're not smart enough to use it, you're not good enough at the top level.
Yeah, this is frustrating because I feel like Savio showed much more in that department. Like, he did show better decision-making. His shooting was atrocious. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but just the fact that I think he was making better decisions, you'd think the rest would kind of come together. But what he was doing was helping, and so it's kind of disappointing that he's the one leaving. But
what I think with Savio, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, because it seems like nobody agrees with me on this. So I play as a striker when I play football, and I've started playing football again recently. My knee hasn't exploded yet. So when I play football as a striker, I get the ball and I shoot. Okay, easy. When there's two defenders around you, it's a lot more difficult than when you're unmarked. When you're unmarked, you can shoot comfortably. When there's two defenders around you, you're getting pushed, you're off balance, you're trying to get ahead of them. It's a lot more difficult. In La Liga, when you're clean through on goal, you're probably having no defenders on you. In the Premier League, there's going to be someone pulling at your shoulder. You're going to be off balance. I don't think Savio can cope with that. I don't think he can cope with people pulling at him, pushing into him. I think he's very easily put off balance. That's why he misses so many shots when he's surrounded by defenders, I think.
Yeah, that is very true. And I don't watch a lot of La Liga, so I can't really comment on their defending style. But that is true that in the Premier League, it's definitely a lot tighter of a ship. And maybe he might be just lacking some confidence because of that. Oh, hi. Sorry, cat is...
The cat is not lacking confidence, though.
No, she's trying to hit a flasher butt at the screen. Whole tail like.
Oh dear.
She's the queen of the house.
Do you mind though if Savio leaves?
I would be disappointed, but if we get a better player, then it'll be better for the team. So it's one where I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight to the death for him, but I'll fight for a round for him. That's about it. But if he goes, he goes. I'm not gonna be super upset. I like I said earlier, I wish it was a different player leaving. But if nobody wants that player, that tells you all you need to know.
So you want Doku to leave, basically?
I would prefer Doku leaves. I've seen enough in 2 years. I don't think he's going to get better.
I've been saying about you know what it is with Doku that nobody talks about. It's just that just because you're young doesn't mean you've got potential. He's not got a lot of potential to improve. I think he's static. I think he's just static. I don't think he'll get better as a player. Not a lot, at the very least. Which people always say, this player is young or this or that. If you look at Ibrahimovic, for example, very different player, I know, but he improved in his 30s compared to his 20s. Doku is probably already finished product. Players are different. Some players will improve into their 30s. Some players will be done by 26, take Rooney. So when people say, oh, he's young, he's got potential, I don't see where Doku can still improve. Other than intelligence, but you don't go smarter, do you?
There's been no like signs of improvement, so that's my biggest kind of complaint. Like, I thought from season 1 to 2 it would improve, but it just kind of hasn't.
Yeah.
And I also, a big thing I do have concerns about Doku is injury record. He has a lot of like thigh problems and hamstring issues and stuff like that. And when you're a player who depends on your speed and your explosiveness, and you keep getting injuries to like the muscles that help you become explosive, at some point that's going to catch up to you and you're going to lose that explosiveness. And I haven't seen anything out of his tool set that's outside of his explosiveness and his dribbling, his dynamism, to make me think that he can cope to not like when he loses that. And I think he'll lose at an earlier age because he's had so many repeat injuries to it. You know, the scar tissue is going to keep building up. It's not going to get better. So that's a concern for me.
The more scar tissue builds there, the more easily you're going to get injured there. But when you keep doing the same action, because what Doku does is he runs 90 minutes long if he plays the full 90. When you're doing that, you're going to get injuries to that scar tissue. It's just that simple. So he just keeps doing the same thing. I look at Reece James at Chelsea. He doesn't run a lot anymore, does he? But he's so good, he doesn't need to. Doku, I think you're completely right. I don't think Doku can do that if he stops running. I really don't think so.
Yeah, that's like his gift. And if he loses it, I don't think there's a lot left over.
Big up to anti-Unitedism, by the way. Man City is blue, long live City. Talking about Man United, just briefly, I don't like to react, but just briefly talking about them. They have the most overrated front three in world football. Cunha, okay, but overrated. Sesko, not a striker. And Mbeumo, overrated as well. Good, but overrated.
Yeah, I'm curious how Mbeumo is going to translate, because I think he just fit that Brentford system like so well, and Thomas Frank knew exactly how to use him. And I wonder if Amorim can do the same, because sometimes you just excel in a system, and maybe Mbeumo is a Thomas Frank system player.
I mean, Thomas Frank doesn't really have a system. That's what I rate about him. He's so versatile as a manager. I think he's a top manager, and I don't mean that as like an Arteta level manager. I mean like he's a trophy-winning manager, I think. And you put him into Tottenham team. I think Tottenham will win a cup this season.
I could see it, yeah. He's a really good manager. That's why it's like Spurs are our bogey team. And one of the big reasons was Son. We finally got rid of Son. But then Thomas Frank is a bogey for us also, because like he always gives us a game. Like at Brentford, we always struggled in those games, and he beat it. Like in the treble season, that was the only team to do the double on us. Granted, the second game, it was the last game of the season, and we'd already closed shop at that point. We were just resting everybody for the cup finals. But they beat us in that game, and then they beat us at the Etihad right before the World Cup. And at that point, that was like I think that was our last loss at the Etihad for like almost 2 years or something like that. So that guy, yeah, Thomas Frank knows how to kind of set up against us, and he seems to kind of know how to deal with Pep's tactics. And now he's going to a team that we already struggle with, so it's like a double bogey.
I mean, you talk about Thomas Frank, yeah? Look at how he improves attacks. Who knew about Wissa before Thomas Frank? Well, he scored 20 goals, or 19 goals, I think. And Mbeumo scored 20 goals. These were not players that were doing anything, really, respectfully. These players were not doing anything before Thomas Frank came in. Thomas Frank, Ivan Toney. That wasn't a great player before Frank came in. he has a
And
way
Ivan
of
Toney went and
improving
got in the bag
strikers.
too.
So I think, yeah, right now, Thomas Frank at Spurs, he's happy with Solanke, apparently. I follow a lot of Spurs because I like Sava. I think he's very charming as a YouTuber. But
Oh yeah.
so that's the only reason I know so much about Spurs, because I don't really care about the club. But so Thomas
I've
Frank
been
as a
friends over
manager,
Spurs fans.
I think he'll improve. I think he'll improve Solanke as a player.
Yeah.
If he gets a player like Savio, I think he will improve Savio. I think he's the type of manager that Savio needs. But you put these managers in these players in Amorim's system, I don't think they'll thrive there. And Bremer next Rashford,
What's
that's a
the
bit
rumor
harsh.
to go to Newcastle?
I did see that, but I'm not sure how true that is, because they keep getting rejected. It's honestly sad. It's like the high school kids who can't get a girlfriend.
Worse than my dating life. No, I don't have one. You can't lose out on what you don't try for.
You can't lose if you don't play.
Exactly.
Thomas,
it's gonna be interesting game week 2 with the Spurs, because right now this is a big
second game.
Yeah, I'm dreading it. It's an early kickoff. I hate those.
Yeah, I hate early kickoff too. I need to get out.
That's what 1:30 for you in the afternoon.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, nice save, Chevalier. Oh, they're just showing an old save. Sorry, they're on a water break right now, so they're showing Chicken Richarlison, of course. Great, 1v1.
Where is the game being played?
In America, it's on Paramount Plus. I don't know what that would be.
Oh no, I mean, like the
I don't
stadium.
know. I didn't see. I'd have to look it up. I could do that really. I think I have.
Blue Energy Stadium. Where the fuck is this? Italy. Oh, it's Calcio Stadium. Oh.
It's whose?
Udinese Calcio.
Oh. Yeah. Well, this time of year in Italy, yeah, probably pretty warm.
Yeah, Udine.
He says bring Donnarumma to the Blue Cartel. He's already in the Blue Cartel. PSG are in the Blue Cartel.
We are the Blue Cartel. I mean, there's no cartel. It's just us, to be fair, because Chelsea is kind of on and off. And Everton is. I mean, they've got Jack Grealish till winning treble now.
Newcastle's a Blue Cartel. And then Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest. I know Forest wear a red shirt, but their owner wants to spend money and he's not allowed to. So,
I mean, Newcastle, Blue Cartel, but their shirts are black and white because of all the oil. That's why.
Yeah. It's like an oil. This is like a new money cartel, is what we should call it. But most of them wear blue because Chelsea are a new money team, City are a new money team, Newcastle are a new money team, Aston Villa. They have a rich owner too, who's just handcuffed by PSR. Forest, that guy's he's like a freaking mobster in Greece, billionaire. He wants to spend more money. He's not allowed to. He's already been docked for FFP for when they got promoted and they bought a whole new team. They got in big trouble for that. And then I know they're back. I know they got relegated, but Ipswich are in the same category too. It'll be interesting when Wrexham come into the Premier League. Maybe next season they could get promoted again.
I don't think they'll get straight promoted, but if they get straight promoted, they'd be the first English team to get 4 consecutive promotions.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. But I can tell you, Ryan Reynolds, he's going to want to spend some money, and they don't have the. They won't be allowed to. So that'll be very interesting to kind of watch that play out.
Although
they'll join the Blue Cartel.
I look at Sunderland right now. They bought Sadiki, who I think is just well above their pay grade, but they got him somehow. They got Xhaka, also well above above the pay grade of our relegation team. They got Talbi, who I understand, although I do think he's quite hard as a player. They've gotten a midfielder, Lefebvre, I believe, from Roma, who's pretty decent. They've got a lot of players. And, I mean, they're a centre-back and a goalkeeper away from having built an entire squad. So, they're just spending money. I look at Nottingham Forest when they came in. They just spent money. Ignore the rules, spend money. So that you can get up there.
Oh.
And, okay, you'll get a charge. Like you'll get 5 points deductions. You just ignore it.
Oh. I
I
thought
think
PSG just scored, but they did not.
I
Maybe
think
there was an offside. Or was it a stop? Sorry, I gotta watch this replay. No, it went out. Never mind. They did not score. It hit the side of the net, and it looked like it looked like from the angle. I'm watching on a phone, so the angles are the greatest.
if I watch on a PC, I'll still get confused.
Yeah.
I think though, for Premier League teams now, just ignore the rules. Honestly, if you get a 8 points deduction, but you got enough players to get 12 points extra, you gained 4 points. So it's, you know what I mean. So I think you might as well just ignore them at this point.
Yeah, I know they do that in the UEFA. So Champions League, people just take a fine. They just don't care. They're just like, yeah, I'll take the fine.
How many fines has Barcelona gotten at this point?
I have no idea. Chelsea have gotten a bunch too. And then didn't Chelsea get a transfer ban? I don't remember what that was for.
I don't know, actually. I didn't see that.
They had that transfer ban for like back in like around 2020 or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only reason they had that like team that was all home, like Reece James and I think Mason Mount and some other players were like they were all from their academy. And the only reason they all got the chance to play is because they had like a transfer ban. I don't remember. That might have been an English sanction and not a European one. But I know they've gotten some European fines.
Yeah, I mean, they sold their women's team to themselves. I mean,
jeez.
But
that's
people,
how you know
people
these rules
complain
are
about
shit.
us. People complain about us, by the way. We're corrupt, apparently. But I don't know.
Just wait till we sell this hotel to ourselves that we're building. We're going to sell it to ourselves and then get some FFP money.
Glorious.
The PSR cap space or whatever. I think that's what Newcastle are doing with Isak. I'm convinced that's a money laundering scheme. Because Newcastle need to boost their revenue for PSR purposes. And PIF owns Newcastle, and PIF also owned the club that bought Darwin Núñez. And you can't convince me that Darwin Núñez is worth 50 million, period. So I think PIF is like, okay, well, we're going to buy Darwin Núñez off you for an inflated fee. And then you're going to pay us an inflated fee for Isak so that the player's happy or Isak's happy. And then Newcastle get all that revenue they need. And then they can actually start building from there. Because once they build up like the cap space, basically the PSR cap space, then they can start spending all the money they have.
Yeah, but
that's why they're handcuffed right now. That's why they got the shackles on them because the Red Cartel doesn't want them spending all that money because they have more money than the rest of the league combined. Like the PIF is like almost worth trillions of dollars. Like it's massive amounts of money.
Look at how many players reject them, though.
Yeah. Well, if they had more PSR space, they could actually get a world-class manager. Like I think players now they don't want to join projects. At least the stars don't. The players you need to get to the next level, they can't attract because they can't spend the money and they just don't have the manager. If they had like a better man, like Eddie Howe's not going to take him to a Premier League, but you could overpay for someone like Simeone, or you could have gotten Xabi Alonso, or buy PSG or buy Enrique off of PSG, like somebody like that. If you had the PSR space, you could buy a manager like that. And the players would come. We know this because a lot of players come for Pep. So they need a manager like that who can bring the good players in. And then they'll start consistently winning trophies. And then it'll just be a snowball effect. And then when they win trophies, like big trophies that actually pay money, then their PSR space will just keep going up. And then they can really start spending money once they kind of get the ball rolling. But they just, every time the ball starts to roll for them, they get a hiccup. Like last year was a big deal. They won a trophy finally, ended a 70-year drought. This summer, nobody wants to come and everybody wants to leave because they don't believe in the project.
I mean, if Newcastle can build momentum, the problem there is once they build momentum, they're going to be competing for every Premier League title.
Exactly.
But you know why I think the trust in that project is going away a bit? Maybe I'm coping here. Saudi Arabia is doing their football in their own league. When they bought Newcastle, the idea was they're going to sports wash in the Premier League. But the Saudi Pro League is actually pretty successful. Gets a lot of watch time by European viewers, getting a lot of good players. I mean, it's the haven to go to now to retire. It used to be MLS. Now players go to Saudi. So I think that's maybe interest from the PIF in Newcastle is waning because they're like, we could just do this at home without these rules.
Yeah, maybe the rules are turning them off and they're just like, this isn't worth it. But they've invested enough money where they might be able to sell Newcastle for a profit.
Oh, they'll get a profit for Newcastle if they sell, absolutely.
Yeah, would they buy it for like 250 million or something? It wasn't even that much.
Yeah, if they
they're
sold
probably
it now,
worth over $1 billion now. I would imagine.
Yeah, I'd say about 1.5 billion, maybe even 2.
Yeah, that's a pretty good ROI, like 1.2 billion profit. That'd be pretty good. I mean, I don't know how much
you get sink a lot of personal money into it as well, but yeah.
That's true.
I don't know if this is true, by the way, but apparently Mahrez told Pep to get Rodrygo. I'm not sure if that's true, but
Ooh.
But De Bruyne did tell Pep to get Doku. For a not as good example, but we did get Doku. So, do you think that matters if an ex-player comes and tells Pep to sign this guy? I don't really think that matters, does it?
Well, Riyad's a smart one. We're not listening to you, Kev. Sorry.
Kevin, terrible manager. Terrible.
Yeah, great player, but we got the best out of Kev. Now we'll just
now watch him win the Ballon d'Or at Napoli.
Oh, that would make me so happy. I would love to see him win the Ballon d'Or. I think he deserves it.
You know what?
I think he got robbed.
You know what? I think it's gonna happen. Bertaccini, Vermont, and then whoever on the right wing for the Belgium national team, and we'll win the World Cup. And then De Bruyne can get the Ballon d'Or. And then I can say, finally, he's better than Hazard. Go cry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Hazard is so overrated, you know. I swear down.
And Salah. You could say he's better than Salah, too. I don't know why they compare the two. They don't even play the same position, but...
I mean, same with Hazard, but you know what this year? Hazard literally never turned up for the Belgium in a big game. You know what he'd do? He'd turn up at the last 30 minutes when you're already losing or winning 3-0. But people only remember the last 30 minutes because they've got a goldfish memory. But then it's too late. Like at that point, it's too late sometimes. So people think he played a good game against France. Go watch that France game again, 2018 World Cup. But stop at minute 60. Now tell me if he played a good game. No, he was horrible. But he played good in the last 30 minutes. Yeah, it was too late at that point. That's my problem.
And they say De Bruyne was crap in that game. And I'm like, I remember him being better in that game, but...
I mean, yeah, he put one on plate for, was it Lukaku? I believe it was, but he missed it.
Oh, that's the story of like Kevin De Bruyne's Belgian career. Serves it up for Lukaku, messes it up every time. And now he gets to go do that in Napoli.
I think De Bruyne has the most expected assists in a single World Cup game. I think it was 2022 against Croatia. Didn't get a single assist. And I think that's the record for the most expected assists in a single game in a World Cup.
Damn. I'm surprised it wasn't against the United States.
But
that was the first time I saw De Bruyne. It was that 2004 elimination game against the United States. The Tim Howard game where Tim Howard made like 15 saves. Yeah, it was in 2014. And I was just then he signed for City like the next year, and I was like, God, this guy. And then I realized because I hated him from that game, and then I was like, oh wait, I remember the reason I hate him because he was so good and he eliminated my country. Oh, now he's coming to the team I follow. So okay, I can get over this.
I hated De Bruyne as well before the game to City because of what he did to Club Brugge. He robbed us of my first league title because after I started watching Club Brugge first. We went to a 10-year drought without a title. So that's when I was growing up, right? I'd never seen us win the league title. And we kept bottling it. We kept being first in the league, going second. Being first in the league, going second. We were Arsenal. We were Arsenal, basically. But instead of 3 years in a row, it was 10 years in a row. So De Bruyne, in 2011, scored 2 goals and 3 assists on us. To stop us from winning the league title. We would have won the league title if he didn't do that. And he just tried to destroy us. And they didn't even win the title that season. It was Anderlecht, which is even worse. But by the way, do you think Spurs will slap PSG? How's the game so far?
I'm not paying very close attention, but what I am watching seems fairly fairly 50-50. Yeah, Spurs have had a couple of shots. Like Chevalier had to make a pretty good save. It looked like Vicario made a pretty decent save. I think it was on Dembele. Oh, I spoke too soon. So spoiler alert: Spurs just scored.
Spurs scored.
Spurs scored. So basically, what happened was Chevalier was by the near post, made the save, but it rebounded. It hit off the post right to a Spurs player who kicked it in the far post.
I back. Is it Richarlison?
No, it was Van der Ven, the defender.
I was hoping for Richarlison.
Richarlison missed a really good chance. He was.
I mean, he does that a lot.
It was just him and the defender. I think it was. I couldn't tell what defender it was. I think it was Pacho. And he kicked it straight at Chevalier, who batted it away.
What's the name of the guy?
Chevalier. Okay, Chevalier made the save. It hit off the top bar, bounced right to the Spurs player, far post. Damn.
What's the name of the guy who scored in the Europa League final? What's his name?
I don't remember. I didn't actually watch that game because I was driving all day. I just listened to somebody's watch along, and it just turned into a United funeral party. I don't even know who was it. Was it Poro? Oh,
it wasn't Poro. It was the winger who can't do anything but score, which still is something, to be fair. Come on, I forgot his name.
Oh, are they reviewing this? No, they can't be. They can't be reviewing this. No, they didn't. Okay, yeah, Spurs goal is good. I thought they were like they're planning it. Oh, was it Richarlison? Who'd you say?
Brennan Johnson.
Brendan Johnson. That's right. Oh, actually, no. I think what happened was they called it known goal.
Oh, was it a known goal?
I think they ended up calling it known goal. Now that you mention it, because I was like, oh yeah, it was Brendan Johnson, the Welsh guy.
By the way, did you see the Feyenoord game?
The City Feyenoord?
Feyenoord. They lost 5-2. They lost 5-2 to not Galatasaray, sorry, Feyenoord Bashi. They were winning. They won the first game 2-0, and then they lost the second leg 5-2. So they're out of Europe. Yeah, I'm going to.
If he loses game, are we going to call him washed?
If who loses?
If PSG loses game, are we going to call them washed?
I mean, we won the Super Cup
after lost the Club World Cup, and then they could lose this game. Are we going to say they're washed?
We need to wait until we beat Spurs ourselves, though, before we call them washed.
That would be.
Wolves are bad. Let's say we draw against Wolves, a bad start to the season, which we've had before. Then we lose to Spurs. I mean, imagine the fan base. Oh dear.
Oh, we'll be having some moaning and whining shows if that happens.
Some?
Yes, daily. I've come up with a few possible ideas for. I told Luke about this. I was like, we should have a Monday moan panel with a couple of people. I included your name on there. I was like, get Alfie and all these other people. We'll do a Monday moan panel. And then I proposed to Mateus we should have a whining with wine show because Mateus and I both like to drink on stream. I only do it on my days off, so that might be kind of hard to coordinate. It'd be fun to do it on a Wednesday just to keep the W's going, but I'm very rarely not working on Wednesdays, so.
But
it'd be kind of fun. Everyone says we whine and complain a lot, so I'm kind of like, let's lean into it and kind of annoy some of the people who are whining about the whiners.
I mean, you know what this year. I ignored it, but I find it very annoying when someone says you've got an agenda or something like that. It's like, what do I do? 5? I don't have an agenda. I have an opinion. Thank you.
Oh, you're not going to like Patrick's new
say that.
Show then. Patrick's going to make an agenda show, so don't tune in.
Patrick doesn't use it. He uses it like ironically. He doesn't mean it literally. Yeah. But like when people unironically tell you have an agenda, I'm like, bro, I do 5. Alf is going to Zulte. I am going to Zulte Waregem. Big up to my uncle. My uncle is a season ticket holder at Zulte and got me a ticket for the Zulte Waregem Club Brugge. But that means I'm going to be in the home stand. Oh dear. It's all right, though, because in West Flanders, we support all the West Flemish clubs. Zultwaardigem, Oostende, well, they're gone, but when they still existed. Cercle Brugge, as long as they can survive, but they can't win anything. That's the thing. They can win enough games to survive, but not enough to win any trophies. That's pretty much West Flemish football, because West Flanders is like West Flanders is very culturally different from the rest of Flanders, because what is called Flanders, it's not the historical Flanders. Antwerp is Dutch, like that's just historically Dutch. Limburg is its own thing, Limburg. Brabant is also its own thing, Brabant. So West Flanders and parts of East Flanders are historical Flanders, and we've got a very unique culture to the rest of Belgium. So the rest of Belgium hates us, and we hate the rest of Belgium back. Anyhow, today Donnarumma becomes a legend in my eyes. Bring Donnarumma to Man City of the Blue Cartel. What do you think? Is Donnarumma a legend if he comes to Man City? I think that's a bit early to say.
Well, if he gets us like a couple of Champions Leagues, then yeah. That is one thing.
We've only won one of them.
I know, but with the amount of talent and like Pep that we've had, one seems a little lackluster. Like we didn't win one with David Silva. That still annoys me. Like Guerrero didn't win one. Like Company didn't win one. That makes me sad. And a lot of it has been from some really shaky goalkeeping. So you know, maybe that's the thought, because I kind of get the vibe that I know that Pep is a league guy, but I just get the feeling that like Khaldoon and upper management, I think they really want to win some more Champions Leagues, because I think they just really want to be, you know, they want to be at the table where you have more than one Champions League. They don't want to be hanging out with Aston Villa. They want to be in the 5-6 Champions League like club. I just kind of get that vibe from them. So, like I think the club wants to win the Champions League a lot more than the manager does. So maybe there's some extra influence trying to be like, get us a keeper who can win the Champions League.
Would you rather 3-peat the Champions League or 5-peat the league?
5-peat the league.
Okay, why?
Because nobody's done it before. Like I love bragging about 4 in a row. I would love to brag about 5 in a row.
That's actually fair. I didn't think that far. But would you rather win 5 league titles in 6 years or 3 Champions Leagues in 4 years?
That's tough to say. I really like the 5 in a row. So if it was 5 out of 6, but it was 5 in a row, I would take that. But if it was like split like 3 and 2, then I would go for the Champions Leagues.
Fair. I think I would go for the Champions League too, because I mean the difference between us and Man United is only 2 Champions Leagues, by the way. Ferguson only won 2 with Man United. But I think that shows how difficult the Champions League is. I think we sometimes forget in the modern era how difficult certain competitions are. But Real Madrid hadn't won it in 60 years until, was it 1999 or something like that? I don't remember the exact year. But they hadn't won it in 60-something years. And they're the kings of Europe. So when's the last time AC Milan won it? 2000.
That's been a long time. Was it like 04? Oh, was it 07? I don't remember.
I
wasn't watching football. Like I wasn't really watching a lot of it back then.
The first time I watched a Champions League final was 2009. So anything before that, I loosely remembered because I tried to study my history, but I don't really know. Donnarumma will turn up against Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal
that would be nice
to begin with, but you know what I want though? I want a goalkeeper who can claim the ball out of the air. You know how often we just concede a goal because Ederson just doesn't claim the ball out of the air?
I don't know if that's really his forte, because I've heard he's kind of poor in the air, so I'm not really sure how that.
Trafford and goal then. Donnarumma for the cups. Donnarumma for the cups.
Exactly. Like that's where Trafford. We're going to be the first team to make it work.
I mean, you play like how many games? 70 games nowadays. including the Club World Cup. So you can make it work.
I think if Trafford could get 20 to 25 games, maybe he'd be a little happier. I know he wants to be number one. So we'll see how long he sticks around. That's going to be interesting because I can see him. I don't know if he'd leave next summer, but maybe the summer after. But also, he could perform well and take the job. You just never know. I started backing him, so I have to kind of stick with it.
I would rather they just fight it out. Let's see who's best to fight it out. Not literally, of course, but fight it out. See who can get the number one spot. And the other one, either you're happy on the bench or you're off. I mean, that's what being ruthless is, if you want to be ruthless. Look at Real Madrid. They got Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., Rodrygo. Oh, well, Rodrygo ain't good enough. You can go. Bye. I mean, that's a wing that the rest of the world would be desperate for. Our fan base is desperate for him. We've got Mbappé, Vini. You can go. I like that. I like when a club acts like that.
The only thing I'm a little skeptical of is like Real Madrid just does not let star players go until they're like past their prime. How often do like their 25-year-old stars leave?
When there's significant problems with squads, like when you have 3 left wingers who all want to start.
Well, yeah, but the stuff I've heard, like I've been listening to other streams and spaces and stuff, and they're saying that like he wants to leave, and wherever he goes, he wants to be the left winger.
Yeah.
Like, do we really put up with like guarantees? Like when you show that you're versatile, can you really make those demands under Pep?
I think Pep will promise him something along the lines. Like if I was Pep, I would go to Rodrygo and say, you'll play most games on the left wing, and I'll put you in the 10 sometimes and on right wing when we need to, but most games left wing. That's what I will tell him. And if he doesn't accept that, okay, go fuck yourself. Sorry for the profanity, but it's my own show. I can say what I like.
Yes.
That's what I would do if I was Pep. Most games you can have the left wing, but I'm not going to promise every game. And either you're happy with that, or we'll go to get someone else, or we'll keep Savio.
I think, yeah, I feel like that whole deal is just dependent on somebody leaving. And I think it might spell the end of Oscar Bob too, because where's he going to get minutes? And then that kind of screws up our homegrown quota because he's homegrown this year now, and we have very few of them. So losing him could be a problem in that department.
I can't see Oscar Bob leaving because he has club trained and he's very good. Now, if he gets injured again, then I think he might.
Like, he needs to play.
I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing with players who come through your academy. They tend to be a bit more patient. You can put Oscar Bob 1 game in the 10, 1 game on right way, and you can have him be plugging the holes. And I think he's good enough for that. If you have a 25-man squad, with how many games you have nowadays, I think you can get every single player enough minutes. And what we're going for is 24-man squad. I think if we're smart, you can get this guy enough minutes. Even if it's against weaker teams, if he's playing, it's something.
I know, but the problem is he'll be competing with those minutes with everybody's favorite term, the uncles.
For 1 season, sure. But what about after that?
But he needs the minutes now. He lost all of last season because of his injury. Like, he really needs to play. Like, I think every minute that Gundogan gets as a 10 is wasted because I think Bob needs those minutes more. Or Ryan Turkey needs it to develop too. But Gundogan makes $230K a week. He's not sitting on the bench. And when it comes to trimming the squad for the match day, because remember, you can only take 20 to a match day. So even if you have a 25-man squad, 5 people stay at home or injured or whatever, it won't be Gundogan staying at home. It'll be Oscar Bob staying home, or it'll be Husinov, or it'll be Nico Gonzalez. And I just that's why I'm so frustrated with us not being able to move them, and everybody just wants to stay because like they're going to want their minutes too. Kovacic is going to want his minutes when he comes back. Bernardo is going to be our captain, and every time Bernardo plays, a better player is going to have to sit on the bench before him because if it's Foden or Marmoush or Turkey who sit on the bench for Bernardo, Foden and Marmoush are goal scorers. They can both score 20 goals in a season. We've seen it. And Turkey is an assister. He had 21 assists last season, serving assists up to Lacazette, who's terrible. So the fact that he had 21 assists serving up to a bad striker means that, hey, you're putting him on a team with a good striker. I expect his numbers to be either the same or go up. But they're not going to go up if he's on the bench. So every time Bernardo starts a game, like he's taking minutes from a better player. Or, okay, you say, oh, well, then Bernardo plays at 8. Tijani Reinders is way better than him. So we have all these older players who just aren't good enough, but they're on high wages. They have this like, oh, well, we've been here, we've done it. They're going to get their minutes, but every minute they take I think is a minute from a better player. And I don't know how much patience people are going to have, because I know they'll be like, oh, well, they'll just leave next summer, blah, blah. But like, are people going to wait a year? I don't know.
I've got a solution to that.
Which is?
Sack Pep.
Whoa.
That's the only way. That is the only way you stop these old players from playing. If you don't want to wait, you've got to sack Pep. That is what I said when we drew Feyenoord. That's what I've kept to. That's what I said after the Man United FA Cup final that we lost 1-2. I didn't say sack Pep then, but I said he has to change up, or we'll be looking at a Jose Mourinho situation. I've got a video after the Man United FA Cup final. I didn't say I want him gone. I said I wanted to keep him. But I said if he doesn't change, you'll have a Jose Mourinho situation. That's what we have right now. You want him to change you want him to stop playing the unks. He won't. You either need to get them out, or you need to get a new manager. I mean, I'm not saying sack Pep here right now, but if you don't want to wait a season, you want him to go basically. That's what the impatient answer would be.
I think if we, like, in theory, if there's a different manager, that manager would tell Gundogan to take a hike. And he'd probably tell and he would probably split Bernardo the captaincy and say, you're either on the bench, and if you want to play, go find a new team. I don't think any other manager would play these guys.
Pep and Gundogan are neighbors. Like they are very good friends.
It reminds me, Echeverry has to go because Echeverry is not Pep's friend. Gundogan is Pep's friend, but Echeverry is not Pep's friend. He has to go. That killed me when you said that on your stream a couple weeks ago.
I mean, it's true, though. It's true.
The emotionless, you're like, Echeverry, he's not his friend. I died. I laugh at very stupid things too. Like, I was on a stream yesterday and somebody was trying to show the stats of Donnarumma, and they pulled up like a Donnarumma who played in Spain. It was like a different Donnarumma. And I was like,
I saw that. It was Hamza's stream.
I was like, that's not the Donnarumma we're trying to sign.
Yeah, I was in chat saying it's Gialunki. How to pronounce that name. I typed out his first name in chat.
Oh. My friend was telling me that guy's a baller. He's like, you should get him, but he's like a winger. So
the guy in Spain.
Plays. He's not a defender. I was like, is he a right back?
Donnarumma, who plays in Spain. Do you remember the club?
I don't know. I thought it was Spain. Maybe it was Portugal.
Yeah.
I think his first name started with an A. I think his first name started with an A. So maybe like something Donnarumma with an A.
Antonio.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats and I'm like, that's not the Donnarumma we're talking about here.
He's 35.
Oh God, Uncle Donnarumma. Oh, I can't say that. It's going to offend people.
You're older. Aren't you? You're in your 40s, yes, right?
I am 10 years older than these people I'm making fun of for being too old. So this is very tongue-in-cheek. Like, and people just cannot get it through their thick skull that the term uncle and the term aunt are very respectable terms in certain cultures that are outside of the UK. Like,
I'll call you auntie 10.
Yeah, and I'm not offended by it. Being called auntie is absolutely fine. Everyone's doing that. They're thinking they're getting me or something. And I'm like, well, I learned from my aunt who's from Guam. Like, she doesn't want to be called grandma. She wants to be called aunt. And, the men don't like to be called grandpa. They want to be called uncle because that's how they show respect. So just because you're offended by it, it's like a personal problem for you, not you specifically. Like people who are whining about the term uncle, it's because you just don't know. You don't know other cultures. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's not an insult. You're just interpreting it as an insult for some odd reason. But it's not an insulting term. It is a term of respect in many cultures that, maybe some people just aren't exposed to, and well, they can do some research and
yeah. I do know the word ma and like just ma, not mama, ma is a term of respect as well, and you do call men ma as well, but that's like a Frisian thing. So you still have it sometimes in like the northeast of Belgium, not really in the northwest, but like men, you'll call your grandpa like ma, for example, because it's a term of respect. That's like the closest comparison I can think of. Man City and FFP are big friends. I think you've been living under the rock, Wim. Make the rules stricter. Yeah, make the rules stricter. Stop Newcastle from getting anything done. Savio
how about
will not
stop
be
United
sold.
from spending money when they're $1 billion in debt? That's how you make the rules tighter.
The rules don't apply if you're good enough. Or well, big enough, should I say. They're not exactly good.
You don't get punished by the rules when you write them.
Yeah. History is written by the victor, as they say. It's gonna take 60 million for Spurs to get him. You know what? I think Spurs would pay 60 million. Because I'll look at Spurs right now. Kudus, just a terrific player there. Palinha and their midfield, a great signing that. They're now looking to get Savio. I mean, they are getting really good deals done, Spurs. Fair enough to them. I think Spurs proper moving.
Yeah, I think they've made some good signings. And then plus that manager, like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they're not going to play that ridiculous high line that they can't recover from.
I saw Colin Bell, Francis Lee, Mike Summerby, Joe Corrigan, Tony Book. Damn, big up to Kevin Moll. I've seen them on like clips, but not full games.
Yeah. Colin Bell, iconic hair. I was like, somebody from our team. I'm like, I need to see Phil Foden do that haircut sometime. Mr. Manchester City, Phil Foden, I need you to do the hair sometime.
I mean, Phil Foden has an obsession with terrible haircuts.
Looking pretty good right now. The longer look, I'm like, keep it long, don't keep buzz cutting it. The absolute worst is when he bleach blonded. I'm like, bro, this ain't the 90s anymore. What are you doing? Like going full Justin Timberlake with that hair, except no like little fake braids or whatever. Or curls. Yeah. If he had the hair now and he bleached it, I'd be like, you're going full 99 Justin Timberlake. Man, I fell in love with when I was a teenager. Or no, I wasn't even a teenager. Yeah, I was. When NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and stuff like that was going on. Yeah.
It's very lucky that Josko Gvardiol wasn't around when you were a teenager.
Oh, God. That's what I forgot to wear. I forgot to wear my Josko shirt today. No, I'll save that for the next Pat. I'll save that for tomorrow. I'll wear that to Pat and Kells tomorrow. So then,
goal Tottenham, yeah.
Croatia badge.
Frank Gotens. Clearly, Thomas Frank is the greatest coach of all time, isn't it? Is Spurs still winning?
Yeah, it was just halftime. Halftime's over now, so we're getting into the second half. It's just about to start.
Bowen is linked with City. I want to talk about Jared Bowen.
Oh, God.
Why do you say, oh God?
Wambasaka homegrown signing.
Why do you say, oh God, though?
I like Jared Bowen. I don't think he's good enough for Man City. I think it could be another Calvin Phillips type signing.
Oh, Jared Bowen is much better than Calvin Phillips, so
maybe as a bench player, if you're desperate, maybe he could be one of those like homegrown mercenaries type players, which I think we should be padding our squad with a little bit more. Some homegrown mercenaries to try to win trophies. Like they want to win trophies, but we're desperate for homegrown players.
Jared Bowen with West Ham has gotten 22 GA in 2021. Or sorry, 21-22. In 2021, he got 13 GA. In 21-22, he got 22. In 22-23, he got 11. But he helped them win the Conference League that season. In 23-24, he got 22. And last season, he got 21 GA. This guy, I mean, GA isn't everything, but I think he provides a lot other than GA. He can play as a striker, by the way. Not a false nine, a striker. Out-and-out striker. He can play as a winger. Right, left, wherever. He can play in the 10. I think this is a great player to have. Just versatile, can plug any hole. Should Savio leave, I would honestly rather have Bowen than Rodrygo. Not because he's better. Rodrygo is much better. But Bowen just plugs all the holes. As a bench player, I think he'd be terrific.
Yeah, I think his ceiling would be a bench player on City, but I think I'd rather just spend the money and get the star Rodrygo. That's just me personally. I think the club would go for that route too, because marketability and all that stuff. And I think Pep could really turn Rodrygo into a much better player.
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I think Rodrygo is already kind of at his level now. I don't think he'll improve much more.
I don't know. Those are the kind of players though Pep takes to the next level. Like
maybe.
I think he's going to do that with Tijani Reinders. I think Reinders is going to become an elite player this year.
Reinders has played some brilliant passes. By the way, let's talk about Reinders, by the way, because people are saying, Nico Gonzalez can't play with his back to play, which
God,
it's that big of a deal. But
we start talking about that, we're going to see that person in the chat.
What's happened?
It's 2-0. It's 2-0. Spurs just scored again.
Forza Tottenham. I told you, Tigran. There you go. There you go. Big up Thomas Frank. Give this guy a medal.
Was that Romero? It was like the same kind of goal. Oh, Enrique is just sitting there picking his nose.
A bit.
It was Romero.
Captain Fantastic. Captain Fantastic. Come on.
He's all just like on the side. Oh, it might be offside though. Yeah, Chevalier tipped it, and he didn't. He did Ederson. He batted it, but he didn't bat it away. Oh yeah, he should have had that, and then it. Oh no! That would have been an own goal, maybe. I think it literally came off of Chevalier. He batted it. He didn't bat. He batted it kind of backwards, and it went into the net. But it might be offside.
I'm sending a super chat quickly to Sava.
Oh, is he doing a watch along?
Yeah, I'm sending Forza Spurs in a super chat. This is like a what do you call it? A gacha game stream. It's pretty much me using my credit card. Anyhow, while we load that in,
I'm just here for the banter. I'm really here for the banter because Arsenal fans are pretty lippy, and if the Spurs win a trophy that Arsenal have never won before, because Arsenal have never been good enough to be invited to this trophy.
They have. When they won the Cup Winners' Cup, they were in the UEFA Super Cup. But
were they?
Lost. Yeah, because the Cup Winners' Cup, because like a lot of people don't know this, the Cup Winners' Cup used to be the second biggest trophy. And the reason why, if you win the Cup, you go to the Europa League, is because the Cup Winners' Cup still exists. It got merged with the UEFA Cup, which became the Europa League. Like the UEFA Cup and Europa League Europa League are the same thing. They're the Cup Winners' Cup and UEFA Cup merged. A lot of people don't know that.
I'm not sure. I know City's won a Cup Winners' Cup, but
1970.
That's the only European Cup until the Champions League. Did it kind of replace? Did Europa League kind of replace it? Is that what happened?
So Europa League. It's pretty much, it's the same trophy as the UEFA Cup, but you used to have 3 trophies, right? Now you do as well, but you had the European Cup, which is now Champions League, just different name. You had the Cup Winners' Cup, and you had the UEFA Cup. The UEFA Cup was for if you finished second in the league, but if you won the cup and you finished second, you could go to the UEFA or the Cup Winners' Cup instead. So. Think about it in tiers, right? You had the first division, second division, third division of Europe. European Cup is first division, Cup Winners' Cup is second, and Europa League is third. So it used to be big, but when the Champions League format expanded to top 3 and top 4, It started out with top 3, by the way, then immediately go to top 4. All the teams that were winning the cup were finishing top 3, which meant that sometimes you had like semi-finalists, quarterfinalists in the Cup Winners' Cup, which was just ridiculous. And it just was a mess. So they combined the UEFA Cup and the Cup Winners' Cup. Anyhow, nobody cares. Why weren't City in for Kudus?
It's a good question.
I don't think he's good enough. I think he's a good player, but I don't think Kudus... I mean, if you don't think Bowen is good enough for Man City, I think Kudus is a great player, but it's not a Man City player. And he's younger as well. He's younger, more ambitious. So I just don't think he's good enough. What about you?
I haven't watched enough of Kudus to really, I guess, form an opinion. I've seen him light it up. I remember there was a couple of Europa League games when they were in that a couple of years ago. I'd be watching West Ham because I wanted them to make a run in that one. I thought he was pretty good in some of those games, but I don't think I watched any West Ham last year except for when we played them. So I like him as a player, but again, probably not good enough for City.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that was decided. Then I thought it was 3-0, but it was a side.
Spurs are looking scary. Yeah, they're proper good, aren't they? They've got a good manager and a good rebuild.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Thomas Frank is the key to them this year. Thomas Frank's going to be, that just went, oof. That was really close to being 3-0. It's just on the wrong side of the bar.
It looks like PSG is washed.
PSG are washed. That's all it takes. After the Club World Cup final and this, they've been figured out. Oh, and is Vitinha injured? Uh-oh, they're screwed if that's the case.
Calc is greedy, by the way, says someone in chat. I'm assuming because of what you said about Champions League earlier.
Oh. Well, I mean, asking 5 Premier Leagues is more greedy than 3 Champions Leagues, right? Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Because I said I preferred 5 leagues in a row over 3 Champions Leagues.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I don't know what's more greedy though, because like 5 league titles is like 50% of our league titles, and 3 Champions Leagues is 300% of our Champions League. Yeah. So what's more greedy to ask for? I'm scared of Donnarumma's Bozo moments.
I've heard this fear before. I've like I said, I've never watched Donnarumma in the league, so it's hard for me to really comment on that. I mean, the only times I've really seen him have been in some of these big games where he's made some crazy good saves. Actually, so I like him for that. I think he's one of the top shot stoppers in the world, but I just don't know enough about his overall game for me to really be like, yeah, we have to get him.
Actually, I am in a Discord server with someone who's a Ligue 1 fan. Let me ask him how good is Donnarumma.
I was asking my buddy yesterday.
There you go. Let's see if he answers before the end of the stream. That's why I'm glad we also have Trafford. Trafford is an experienced goalkeeper, by the way. I see a lot of people talk about like young goalkeeper. He's got more experience than Ederson when he arrived.
And he's a very good shot stopper. And he can save penalties. He's done it in international games for the England under 23s. Like, didn't he win them that title by having the penalty shootout? The one, not the one that just happened this summer, but the one before. Is that a penalty?
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I
don't watch him. Yeah, I've never watched him. I've just watched the highlights.
I watched the latest one, and it was brilliant to watch. I can't lie.
Okay. I think Trafford will be good. He just lacks the experience to be the number 1 keeper. But I kind of went, I got to hold this now. But I was like, if it's between Ederson and Trafford to start the season, I'm honestly going to pick Trafford because I think Ederson's head is just gone. And I think if his head's not in the game, I think it's just as risky as playing Trafford. So I'd rather play the guy who wants to play and who wants to be here. And he's like so excited to be back at the club. And Ederson's got 1 foot out the door, so he's probably not going to try as hard. And I think the guy who wants to be here is going to try a lot harder. So if it's between Ederson and Trafford, I'm going with Trafford as my number 1.
I'll go Trafford too, because Ederson is a god-awful goalkeeper at times. No offense, but ever since the treble, he's just not been the same. He's been diabolically bad sometimes. Everyone is sleeping on Magnus Aklios. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Person. Yeah, the one we got linked to, the Monaco. He's a winger.
I
think a winger and a 10, that kind of player.
I watched one game of him. One game, not a lot. He was okay. It wasn't great, but it's one game. I mean, it means something. But I do remember someone told me about him last season. So I went and watched a game of his. I was like, yeah, he's okay, but wasn't really setting the world on fire. I don't mind if you get him, though, because I do believe his output is also very good, which is what I'm looking at right now with wingers, output. Because we've just had 2 wingers with no output. I'm kind of traumatized.
Yeah, Savio had the assist. He had, 1 goal all season? That was not good enough. But at the same time, Rodrygo's output is not fantastic either.
Yeah, but
I hate Real Madrid. I don't watch him a lot, but so I don't know. I just looked his numbers up and I was like, I thought these would be a lot higher.
Yeah, but he does get like 5 to 10 goals a season in the league, which is better than 1.
True. That's probably more than Doku gets too. Because what does Doku get? Like 3 or 4, 5, maybe 5
3
a year?
3 goals. 2 years in a row.
They're all against Bournemouth. That's the team he always lights up as Bournemouth. Or no, West Ham. West Ham too. West Ham.
Yeah, against West Ham, he's been. I think his best game for us was on the right wing against West Ham. Yeah. And he's never played it again.
4 GNA in that game or something. He had like a goal and 3 assists or something.
No, that was Bournemouth. Also on the right wing. He started on the right wing that game and then went on to the left wing. But I think his best games for us are on the right wing. Doku. Big up, by the way, to Adam. Give me. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Give me Magnus, whatever. Sell Bernardo by Magnus. Well, he's not going to be sold, Bernardo, because he's captain.
Another great business move of just let him go on a free.
Yeah. Let's talk about Mr. Captain. How much do you think he's playing?
I think he's going to start most games. And I'm very nervous about it because I just don't. Like I said, I think he's been on the decline since the treble season. Like he kind of peaked at the end of the treble season. I thought he was poor in the 4-peat season, and then he just fell off a cliff last season. But because Pep is in love with the guy, he's just going to play all these games, and I feel like we're going to be benching a better player for him every time. And I feel like that player most of the time is going to be Ryan Cherky. And then some people will be like, oh, well, he's new to the league and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've seen enough of Cherky where he's not the kind of guy who needs time to settle in. Like he's a star in the making. Like, and him and Foden have somehow developed chemistry in like 3 games. And they feed off of each other.
That's not difficult when you like each other. When you like someone, you just get caught in it. Especially if you have a similar playing style. They like to do tricks in training because if you look by at Foden, this I get annoyed by. Foden has been doing tricks in his warm-up literally since the first game to the first team. So people saying that this is new, I'm sorry. You're just telling me you were a City fan before now. No offense.
I never paid attention to the warm-ups.
Yeah, he's always done tricks and stuff in warm-up. Like always. Literally since his first season here. Shadky is doing tricks now too when he's with Foden. They're trying to one-up each other. They're trying to show off a bit. So I do like that.
Yeah, it's like competition. Even though they're on the same pitch. They're just kind of, they're feeding off of each other. It's like positive feedback. And I think that's really beneficial.
I mean, this is maybe a bad comparison, but I think about training sessions back when you had like Ronaldinho, Messi, these players on the same training pitch. If you've never seen one of those things, look that up because those Barcelona trainings back in the day, they were better to watch than games sometimes.
Oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, I'm just concerned because, like I said earlier, I just think that every position you try to put Bernardo Silva on the pitch, I think we have a better player now. Some are like, oh, well, everyone hates him on the right wing. but I've heard some people put lineups out there saying like, well, put him on the right wing. I'm like, well, Bob's a better right winger than Bernardo is right now, despite never playing. Cherky is a better right winger, and that is where he played for Lyon. He was a right winger, kind of inverted into a 10 area. And if you want to play Bernardo in the midfield, like Foden's better than him. Tijani Rangers is better than him. Who else am I thinking is going to be that midfield? Even if you want to play Marmouche in the midfield, he's better than him. Like, I just think no matter who you kind of bench for Bernardo is going to, like, Bernardo's not better than them. He's not a better 6, so he's not going to, like, I know our 6 is a mess, but Bernardo's not a better 6 than, I would say, Rangers or Nico Gonzalez. Like, that's who our pivot should be on Saturday when it's at Wolves. But it'll be Tijani and Bernardo, like, guaranteed. And then I don't know who the 10 will be. I hope it's not Gundogan, because Gundogan and Bernardo cannot play on the same pitch together. Like, if that happens, this will be a long season. They're just not good enough together anymore. We've seen it over and over and over again. And that's nothing to do with their past. It's just their present form is not good enough. So yeah, I just everyone I think that you have to kick out of the lineup for Bernardo is a better player than he is right now. So to me, I'm gonna get frustrated with it. I already know it. I'm frustrated now just talking about it. So for me, it's just I'm already like bracing for it. So maybe it won't be as disappointing when it happens.
I have a dream where he's on the bench, like Wayne Rooney was when he was captain for the Man United. And I have a reality, which is what you just said. I really want him to be a captain from the bench. You can be captain and sit on the bench. Wayne Rooney did that at Man United. They won the Europa League.
Well, I mean, I know some of our captains have been bench players lately. Like, if Company, he was bench. He wasn't playing a lot his last season, but that was because he was injured. And then Fernandinho was captain. He didn't play a lot. I would hope it would be that way with Bernardo, but everyone just thinks he's magically going to recover. And I'm like, he's been declining for 2 seasons. Why do you think he's going to get better now that he's older?
I feel like Fernandinho played most of the games that he was available in his last season. He was on the bench a few times, but I think he played more.
No, in that 21-22 season? No.
He must have played at least 20 games.
Playing.
He must have played at least 20 games in that season.
Oh, PSG, man. Almost scored. PSG they're just terrible. Their passing has been figured out. They're getting Tottenham is just like finding ways to muck up all their space that they used to have.
Like in the start of the season, he had that bad injury.
Fernandinho, yeah.
Yeah, was it Arsenal?
Is that 5-0? That game?
No, 2021 against Arsenal. I think he picked up that injury.
Was that that? I thought that was the 5-0 game. Remember when they came to the Etihad and we absolutely skunked them? Yeah. Was it, or was that the season before? That picture of like Diaz like standing over someone being like, "Ooh."
I can't remember, to be honest. But I know he got injured against Arsenal. I do remember that because Rodri also got injured against Arsenal, and I saw that a lot then. But
it must have been Rodri's only injury ever for the club outside of this ACL, because I don't remember Rodri ever being injured. Except for, he had that one tiny minor injury, but other than that, he played every game until his knee broke down.
And that was against Arsenal. And Fernandinho also got a big injury against Arsenal, with which he missed like 5 games or something. And then he was on the bench a lot in the first half of the season. But after that, he played the majority of the games.
Did he? I don't remember.
Yeah, because he missed a few games because of injury, but once he was fully fit, he played most of the games. So
was he playing them or was he starting them? I just don't remember.
Starting them, playing till the 90s.
But he and Rodri must have been starting his double pivot. I just don't remember it. I think that's when I was just going through. I was just lazy back. If the game was on too early in the morning, I was like, nah, I'm not getting up. I've only been doing fake fan, yeah. Fake plastic supporter. Plastic American fan, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you guys got a lot of plastic in your oceans. Thank you.
That's not because of us. Well, we're dumping our trash in countries that are dumping it in the ocean.
Yeah, you know what's so funny about it? Because Europe is like doing everything they can to stop using any plastic, but then they'll buy plastic bottles from an American company. So like,
Oh,
what are they doing?
who knows? Well, you guys at least burn trash for energy, so it's not going into the ocean. I know it's not much better to put it in the air, but at least it's not going in the ocean. It's just,
Oh, it is.
and it is producing some energy. It's heating some houses or whatever. Oh, what a 2-1.
Because there's a bunch of people who just
they
throw
called it
everything
offside.
into the ocean.
Who was that? Oh, Barcola. Yeah, Barcola scored, but they said he was offside.
Yeah, you know the new caps on Coca-Cola bottles?
Oh, there's like smaller.
The annoying ones that are like connected.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen them?
Wait, where it's like got a little ring and then the bottle's on top, and then when you open it, it like breaks the seal. Yeah, I know those.
No. It's a different one. Coca-Cola.
Oh, I don't drink soda, so
new,
maybe I don't know what it is.
New cap. Let me share my screen here. They're fucking annoying. There you go. These ones.
Oh no, I've never seen those.
Yeah,
that's how long it's been since I've had a soda.
So you know what people do?
What do they do?
They will open a bottle, tear it off, and throw it into the ocean if they're at the beach. People
just to like protest.
Yeah, because people hate these things. If they will tear it off and litter it immediately. The first thing they'll do when they walk out of a store, they'll tear it off, litter. Literally the first thing they'll do. Because it is pretty much like a fuck you to whoever designs that. Which just shows that sometimes it's not a good idea to annoy people.
Yeah, that is annoying. Yeah, I just don't drink soda, so I've never seen it before. I'm not a soda person.
I should stop.
If I do, I'm drinking out of a glass bottle because the ones in America are like made with like fake corn syrup, and I'm just like, I think it tastes bad.
You know what's weird? So many American foods and stuff have different recipes in Europe.
Yeah, you guys are not full of chemicals like we are. I think that's why we're all so obese. They're just pumping us full of these random chemicals.
It's mostly calories
and they don't test
as well.
them.
You're allowed to use so many more calories in American meals than you're allowed to put in European stuff. If you go to McDonald's here, everything has a different recipe. And in McDonald's, they actually make good food here, which in America they don't do.
I haven't had McDonald's in 20 years. I don't know what it's like. Maybe I've had some chicken nuggets or something, but I look at it and I'm like, this is not food. I'm like, I know this isn't food, but so.
In Europe, they actually make food.
Yeah. I try to buy food from Europe for that reason. Like I try to buy pasta that's not made in the United States because, it's just better. That's why I'm trying to move to Europe, but I can't get a visa. It's too hard because it's just very, they have so many. I know there's a lot of immigration controversy. I'm not going to get into it, but it's hard to legally immigrate there too. And I don't have the language skill set or anything. So it's like my dream is to live in Europe, but it's very hard for me to do. My best bet was retirement. It's either going to be a passport marriage or it's going to be retirement. So if anybody,
if anyone wants to offer themselves up, I don't know. What should that word? What should that word?
I can still offer that.
Hey, what should that word, Cal? Maybe I can get something done here.
Oh, dying to become an American? I was having a conversation with somebody on the phone. They're like, "Oh, it'd be so fun to be American." I'm like, "No, trust me, it's not." I mean, it is a beautiful country. Like we have some spectacular nature. There are beautiful parts about it, but the economy is a mess and the health system is a complete disaster. I know I've heard grumblings about European health systems. I'm like, nobody in Europe is going bankrupt because they get sick. Whereas that's very common. People literally die because they can't afford medication here because it's too expensive. It's all for people with diabetes have to ration insulin. They don't just get it from the government for free. They have to pay for it. And if they can't afford it, they ration it or they just die. It's so messed up.
The Belgian health system is the funniest ever. You know why?
Why?
You have to pay everything to a private company, but the government pays you back everything. So it's private healthcare. It's private healthcare, but the government will pay you back. So what they do is they will print off like specific like forms and stuff every time you go to the hospital. Every time you go to the hospital and pay like, I don't know, 200 euros because you're in the hospital. They'll print that off. They'll give you a specific sheet that you have to go to give to your insurance company. And that insurance company will give you your insurance. And then you'll also get paid back by the government, which is such a roundabout system. It's a very roundabout system.
So your out of pocket is zero, right? Like you pay up front and then you get paid back. So you basically pay like nothing. See,
well, it depends. If you're disabled, you get more back. And it depends for what it is. Like if it's a very big sum, or if it's cancer, government covers all of it. But if it's like you go to the house doctor, the government will maybe cover 10% or something. I get higher coverage because I'm disabled, so there you go.
Oh yeah, they do tend to take care of disabled people here. Not always perfectly, because my mom was disabled and she had really amazing health care. Everything was free for her. But I mean, as a healthy person, we buy insurance, and then when you want to use it, you have to pay more money. And they say, oh well, you only have to pay a certain amount every year, but like you're paying $500 or $600 a month if you're paying out of pocket. For a deductible, where you have to pay up until you pay like $2,000 or $3,000 a year, sometimes up to $10,000 out of pocket, and then they cover everything. So it's just like a mess. Like every time you go in, you have to pay money, despite paying money every month. Like it's like what happens is that they base it on work. Like when you have it work, usually your work pays for most of it, and you pay a little bit, and so you just get kind of stuck at your job. Like the idea of like quitting and becoming a YouTuber or something like that is like non-existent for me, because like I'd have to pay for health insurance. And if you can buy it, you have to buy it from the state, and it's really terrible coverage for a lot of money. Sorry, this is totally off football. We got very, I completely derailed this, but the point
Someone did put it jet political. No, I will continue it though, because I like talking about other things as well. I'm
the queen of distraction, so you got the right person on.
Beautiful. I can't stay on topic either if you ever watch my streams. So I have had a few times where I've passed out, like where I fainted because I've got I mean, my heart is healthy, but like, you know what the problem is? My blood is very bad. Like my blood will quickly get bad. And when my blood gets bad, my heart just says, yeah, I'm done for today. And I go out for a few minutes.
Oh, God.
So you call an ambulance, right? And by the way, if that ever happens on stream, prime content. No, that would be terrible.
No.
But no.
Please don't die on stream. That'd be awful.
So you call the ambulance. You get put in the ambulance. They drive you to the hospital. They take care of you. You can go back the next day. In America, that would cost you, I don't know how much. Over here, it's free. Like literally, you call an ambulance, free. You go to the hospital, you're there, free. I mean, you have to pay up front, but you get the money back, so it's free. And then you get back home, you've got no fees there. In America, I don't even know what you'd have to pay.
It is. It just gets worse and worse too. Because sometimes if you don't have insurance, they'll charge you less money, but if you have insurance, they'll charge you more money. There's like that's a rabbit hole I would just suggest you go down on. Like there's a lot of YouTube channels that kind of go through it's like the biggest scam. Basically, the health insurers are just making bank, and the pharmaceutical companies are making bank off of people dying.
I mean,
or staying sick. It's like so bad. The system is not designed for healthy people. It's designed to, they just make a profit, and who cares if you die? Like it's so messed up. Like if I were to get cancer, my savings would be gone. You know, I'm trying to save up to retire, and I have to spend my retirement on cancer treatment or whatever. And okay, yeah, I'd be alive, but then I'd have no money. Whereas in your country, you could keep your retirement money and not die, hopefully.
In my country, you can get a state pension. I don't know about America.
It's very like there's 50 states. Every state has different laws. There's different, and then within the state we have like, we call them counties, so like districts basically. Like they break up the state into different districts, and so if you work for the district or whatever,
the UK also has counties.
Yeah. So we call them counties. So, or if you work for the city, that's a pension. But we pay into a system. It's called Social Security. It's like supposed to be like the retirement thing, but you pay money in, and because they just keep rating the fund because something's got to fuel all these extracurricular activities outside of the country.
Isn't what Social Security is? Isn't that going into the Federal Reserve, which is supposed to stay untouched, but they keep going into it because it grows?
Yeah, they keep doing IOUs, and also they cap it. Like you only pay up to a certain, like a small percentage. Like I think the cap is like $125,000 worth of income. So anything like millionaires make over 125,000 doesn't get taxed for Social Security. And I'm like, these are the people that can afford it. It's like the poor people have to pay for it. And the rich people do too, but rich people don't need the money and they can still legally collect it. Like it's a weird system. And it does not pay out enough. Like they keep raising the retirement age. Like I don't know. I think you can start collecting in like 62, but if you wait, the longer you wait, if you wait till 70, they'll pay you more per month. And it's not even that much. It's like, I think if you start collecting at 62, it's like 800 or 900. And I'm like, nobody's living off at 800 or 900 a month, especially when you have to pay for health insurance. And food is so expensive right now. Petrol's going up. Everything's going up. And the problem is our dollar is deflating because inflation is killing us. We're a money printing country. Like we just print money like crazy. So
that's why I hate the euro. That's why I hate the euro, because like Greece is fucking broke.
Sorry guys, we turned this political. My bad.
No worries. We'll round up the politics here, but that's why
we never talked about Rodrigo. They came here for the Rodrigo and Jared Bowen talk, and instead they got to hear about me ranting about the American system.
So would Rodrigo be able to afford healthcare?
Yes, at the wages he's about to get at $300K a year or a week. $300K a year would be fantastic. That's baller money, but you're getting that a week, dude. You're fine.
Okay.
Even if you get taxed 50%, you're still keeping a lot of money.
If Savio leaves, let's say he's gone, bye-bye. Doku stays, unfortunately. Who is your number one pick for if Savio leaves? If your number one pick, Rodrigo, basically.
Yeah, I would pick Rodrigo. Because, I mean, I think Rodrigo really wants to come to City, too. Because if you've noticed, every time we play them, he has something positive to say. He's like, oh, I respect Pep so much. And, oh, City are such a great team. And they're so difficult to beat. And the Etihad's great and all this stuff. I don't know if that was him. Maybe that was Vinny.
That was both of them.
And I think it was Valverde, too. So clearly I never heard him say any of that stuff about Arsenal. I never heard him say that about Liverpool. And those two clubs were linked to him. So I think, and I've heard that he just really admires Pep too. I've kind of heard that from various streams over the years and quotes and stuff from him. So I think he's the logical choice. If he's not in Xabi Alonso's plans, maybe Viana can get a discount for him on the fee. I'm hesitant.
This is not Walmart. You don't get discounts from Real Madrid.
I don't shop at Walmart. I don't shop there at all. I boycott that country. Also, I don't shop at Walmart because Stan Kroenke, who owns Arsenal, is married to one of the Waltons, which is one of the Walmart people. So he's a billionaire because of Walmart, and they exploit people. They pay terrible wages. Now they're accusing people of theft. I'm like, whoa. I saw some weird videos on the internet. Maybe
you are telling me that the owners of Walmart are the family called the Waltons?
The Waltons, yeah, they're one of the richest families in the country. Stan Kroenke is married to one of the Walton girls' daughters. He owns Arsenal. I think he owns the LA Rams, the football team, and I think he owns somebody in Denver, like the basketball team or something.
I mean, I love Kroenke. He's turned Arsenal into a joke. I love Kroenke. As long as Kroenke is at Arsenal, they're not winning shit, bro. I love him.
Okay, fair. He has the money too. Also, that's the ironic part is that like he's rich enough to like make, and they have the PSR space. Like he could turn them into like he's almost as rich as Sheikh Mansour is.
He's rich. So he's got a bigger net worth.
Does he now? Last time I checked, Sheikh was at 20 billion.
Yeah, but Sheikh Mansour has like net worth from like his family as well, which Kroenke doesn't have. But
it's all his wife's money, not his.
But I mean, to be fair, the Middle Easterners do lie about their net worths.
Oh, do they? Well, he's got his hand. He didn't shake. He made a ton of money saving like Barclays Bank during the recession, and he's got the Formula One stuff, I think. And he probably owns I would imagine he owns a bunch of property and stuff because that's what they usually put their money into is properties.
I mean, yeah, it's the only thing that its value doesn't really go down, does it? I mean,
it doesn't always go up. I own a condo in the city, and nothing like I've owned it for almost 10 years, and I'm like, California real estate's expensive. Why hasn't this gone up in price? Like, come on, man. So it doesn't always. Yeah, I guess it can take time.
Go up, but you know what thing is with property? There's no inflation on property. That house will always have a value. If the coin, whatever currency you're in, loses value, now you've got no more money. But
that's what's happening to the dollar. Unfortunately, that's happening to the US dollar.
That's why all the rich people keep buying real estate, because real estate, it doesn't lose value. It may lose value because it gets older and more decrepit and stuff, but it will always retain a certain value, which just currency doesn't. Sorry, I'm talking as an accountant now. We also, really just don't talk about football, eh?
The land will always hold value too.
Yeah, the land as well. We've talked about everything except for football for the last 20 minutes. I'm very sorry.
I know. Where's our controversial subjects, eh? Not canceling your channel.
Controversial subjects.
Oh, about the war, eh? No.
Oh, Dave, which one?
On the Middle East. No. Joke.
Which side do you
Chevalier.
pick?
Zoom in on his head. He looks very sad. Lucas Chevalier, you might have picked the wrong team. Maybe you should have come to Man City. Hey.
Donnarumma is coming to Man City. Chance done.
I guess so. Oh, has any news broke during this stream?
I don't believe so. Let me check that.
Dude, the past 2 days, like I said, on Monday I was camping. Woke up to almost, I'm not kidding, like 600 notifications on my phone. Maybe it was 1,000. Like I had group chats blowing up because that was when the night before was Sunday was the Savio stuff. And then that turned into Rodrygo stuff. So that blew up. And then Donnarumma, it was Donnarumma and then Rodrygo's. And yet the past 2 days, I've been waking up to 500 notifications on WhatsApp. These group chats are going crazy. Because I live 8 hours behind UK time. So when I wake up, it's usually like 3 p.m. UK time. So they've had all morning. And most of the people in the chat are in the UK. So when that starts going, they start going at 6 in the morning in the UK, and then I wake up at 3 p.m. So it's like 8 hours worth of chat to catch up on. Oh,
not exactly Donnarumma news, but this is interesting. I can't talk about 115. Our rules say we can't talk about things until the decision has been published. Yes, we wait for the decision. Yada yada. That's a little first, by the way, just to say I can't talk about it. What I can tell you is the system and how it works. Independent judiciary, independent panel, we have no say in it. That's what they're coming to it. We have no influence. You know why he's saying that? Because if Man City gets not guilty, everyone's going to say there's no justice in the Premier League. So he's making sure to say, we don't control this. We have no say.
2-1.
What minutes are we in here?
Goal. Breathe. Okay, who was it? King Linga. I can't say his name. Kang In. It's 2-1. It's in the 85th minute. So PSG, you got 10 minutes because it's probably about 5 minutes stoppage time. You got 10 minutes, baby, and then. Oh, what a goal! Oh no, what a pass. Okay, Vitinha, and then what a screamer! Yeah, just outside the box to the far post, just a perfect diagonal. Vicario was not anticipating that. So 2-1.
More trophies than Arteta already, and he's only just stayed.
That would, dude. Yeah, the banter is going to be nonstop. I guess we're not having a show tomorrow. I haven't heard from my. I usually go on a Thursday morning show, and I haven't heard anything. So I'm like, are we doing a show?
I find it very annoying. Sometimes I'll schedule with people, and then you're like, so tomorrow, right? And they don't answer. And then it's the day itself, and you're like, are we doing a show? Are we not doing a show? I hate when people don't communicate clearly.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And I was supposed to do something on Friday, and I was like, I could confirm the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready this time. He's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, this time exactly. And I'm thinking he'd be like, okay, I'll let you know. I haven't heard anything in like 2 days. So I'll wake up. I'll wake up for the show. We'll see if I get back.
Anyhow,
Guess we'll find out.
Politics, health insurance. Donnarumma may come to Man City, and Jared Bowen is the best player in Premier League history. Rounding up there, thank you for coming on and getting my channel again, Calc. And then we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.